Hello and welcome to the Mal and Johnny Show. Well, as you know, it is awards season, and here to thank his agent and his God is Johnny Tudor. Who would you like to thank? Come on, thank everybody. Who your career? Who do you owe it all to?
I owe it all to my father. Actually, I do. He's the one who got me going because he knew all the connections from his own show business life. Yeah. So at least he got me an agent and a few things like that. Yeah. I often think, to start with these people who start in show business with no background at all, it must be difficult. I mean, you didn't have a big showbiz background, did you?
No, mate. They were very big in the chapel scene.
But well, there we are.
That didn't stand us in much good stead. No, it is interesting, isn't it, how you get into show business? But with an award, and there's been some amazing awards with the Oscars. I've been watching it now because I taped it the other night. It was a bit late for me, so I taped it. Yeah. And I've been watching it now, bits and pieces. Very good. I mean, the theatre's wonderful. Is it the Kodak Theatre this year, or was it the Dolby Theatre? It was one of them. Right. Well, I don't know. It's always over there somewhere in that America.
It's over there, boy. It's over there, not over here.
And the strangest films sometimes come through, don't they? No, this one about the Chinese lady running a washing centre, laundromat as they call it, who's going to save the world. Yeah. It's not a film that you would have expected to pick up.
Really. It's a sci-fi, I think.
Yeah.
She's fantastic, though. I mean, she did all her own stunts,
Really?
She does a stunt on a motorbike where she does like a leap with the bike onto a train, and she was on Graham Norton. She actually did it herself.
Wow!
Because she's a martial arts person. She started with Bruce Lee in Hong Kong.
Right.
Apparently, that's how she started her career. But she's fantastic. I remember seeing her because I'm a big Star Trek fan. I love it.
Right.
And there was a new series, and she was the captain of the ship in one of them.
Ah. Yeah. Well, good for her. She's in her 60s, so she's prime of her life, as she says. And right. She's, of Asian origin. So she's saying little kids can look up and see that you can dream to be this, and so can, people of mature years.
Well, exactly. You're right. So you keep heading there. You'll be on the top of the pops any minute.
Right.
They don't do it anymore.
Oh, they don't. No. They do the Heritage chart. I'm number 30 in the Heritage chart.
I know, I saw that,
yeah. Top 30. Right then. So the award-winning Johnny Tudor. Have you been through that sort of award thing?
Yeah, I've been through a few award things. I mean, apart from the Op Knocks, that was just a talent show. But I went to the Belgium Song Festival, and I got an award for that.
Yes.
And that was in 1969.
Right.
And then the year later, I won the first prize at the Gibraltar Song Festival.
Right.
And that was out of 15 countries, so I was very chuffed about that.
Yes.
I got the awards here. Look at
Let's have a look. What have you got? Oh, that's that's beautiful, isn't it?
That's the gold medal for Gibraltar first, and that's the one from Belgium. That one's in pewter, and that was in silver with gold plate.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Flashing it.
And when you do win, because obviously they got when they do the Oscars, they usually got all four people on the screen at the same time, and they and then they the ones who haven't won go, oh, very, very well done.
Yeah.
Inside they seethe in.
I know. Oh, I forgot. I won a few things with the Variety Club of Great Britain in Jersey too, because years ago there used to be the Jersey Awards for the best show on the island, best singer, best entertainer, and And I won the best all-round entertainer 2 years on a trot.
Wow!
And that was Joe Longthorne was one of them, was nominated. Our friend Diane Cousins, who's no longer with us, sadly. Wow. And all these different people. And then every year they'd have these awards, because there was something like 15 shows on the island in those days.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they were all packed out all the summer. It was fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
So I had that. What about you? You must have had a few awards.
The award-winning Mal Pope. I'm trying to think now. I've got I've got a couple in the corner. Hold on, let's see what they were for. I can't remember. Hold on. Oh, behind you somewhere. Come in. 1 second.
Okay. Mal Pope has left the building. He's looking for his award.
Johnny, can you do a little tap dance? Johnny's going to do a little tap dance.
I'll do a song and dance.
I'll tell you what these are for. Okay. You still with me? Right.
I'm still here.
Okay, with the headphones in. Right. Johnny, I've got, what's this one now? A tribute presented by the Variety Club of Wales, 25th of September 2010.
Right, same as me there, yeah. Variety Club.
Variety Club, that's very nice. I
tell you what, they do a lot of good works, the Variety Club.
They do indeed.
But unfortunately, the Welsh branch is no longer in existence. Don't ask me why, because it used to be run. The chairman was a fellow called Stuart Greenberg, who's a friend of mine, and when he left, it seemed to go downhill, and they've just stopped the actual number 36, was it? I can't remember what tent it was.
Right.
It was started in America, I think, and it was to support children, disabled children and underprivileged children.
Yeah.
And so all the money goes to that,
That one's Swansea Life Awards 2012. Winner, indoor event, Cappuccino Girls.
Oh, lovely.
I'd like to thank my agent.
I never saw that.
Didn't you? Oh, we'll have to put it back on. I'll have to write a part for a tap dancer.
I didn't know you then.
No, I know. Well,
is there a part in it for a singer and a tap dancer?
There will be, Johnny. Leave it with me. So when when they announce it, and so we talked about the people who don't win. When you do win, how did it feel?
It feels great. I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, because when I did the award ceremony in Jersey, it was in the theatre there, and you're sitting there, as you say, the other contestants are there.
Very good.
And you're all trying to be smiley. And when you win, they hate you, really. They won't show it. They grin and bear it.
So let me think now. So other awards. There was one in Eurovision Song Contest. No, you went to these song contests and won. I did the Song for Europe. And it's funny because you go through the festival, like all the practicing and there were like 17 million people watching it. Terry Wogan, we did the Terry Wogan show, and these are all people mates from Swansea, backing vocalists and the harmonica player and stuff. And all the way through this, they're going, we love you, we think you're the best. And all the staff and the stage hands and everything. We definitely think you're the best. And I think they probably say that to everybody.
I don't know.
Because we didn't come last. I always say we came last, but it was pretty obvious by the third or fourth vote in we weren't going to win. And I was gutted. We were supposed to stay up that night for a party, and I must admit, I didn't sulk.
Where did you have to go to do it? In London?
Yeah, it was the the big white city thing.
I know. And I did something with the Wogan once. I was the cabaret when they did the Miss Wales contest.
Oh wow!
I did it 2 years on a trot because it was BBC One. It was network in those days, so there'd be all the girls would come on, and then Wogan would have a bit of chat, and then they're totting up the marks.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Tudor, the award-winning Johnny Tudor. Yeah,
and I'd sing him a few songs and get off.
The best night for awards was the thing called Jack to a King, which was a film we made about Swansea City, about the rise of the Swansea City. And it was the Welsh BAFTAs. I'd won one for the TV programme years before, but this was it sort of got a little bit more serious in the last couple of years, and we're up against some very good films. And I think we won about 5 different BAFTAs. The ones with the proper little mask thing and everything.
Yeah.
But even though I was the exec producer, I didn't get one. It was like for the sound. It was for the director. It was for the.
Never mind. It was for the production.
It was for the production. But I wanted one. I wanted one for the mantelpiece. Didn't get it. I know. Johnny.
I got to present an award now at the end of the month.
Oh right, what's that?
Well, that series, My Shouts, short films.
Yes.
Well, I was appearing in one of them, but they've asked me and Olwen to be one of the presenters. So whatever we have to present. So that's on the 31st of March at St David's Hall. So that'll be nice.
That'd be
terrific. Coming down?
Yeah, must do. I'd love to. I'll get him off. He's rubbish. Get him to tap dance. I won't heckle. I'll be cheering my socks off. Is there anything you'd want to win? Is there anything you'd like to win?
Not really. I never went into this business to win anything. I don't know about you, but people think I'm lying when I say this. I didn't go in the business to become a big star and have all the accolades. I just loved the idea of it.
Yeah.
Because my dad had been in it. I've been brought up in it. I just loved the sound of the band tuning up.
Yeah.
And the smell of the tabs as they flew out. And, stupid things like that. I just loved the feel of show business. Yeah. It was magic to me.
Yeah.
And when I got success in certain things, that's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm just reading Michael Caine's book.
Right.
And he says a similar thing. He just wanted to be a jobbing actor. And he said, I did so many things. I go and walk on a job, one word here and 2 words there. He said, and the more you do, eventually you get lucky and something will come up,
Yeah. It's interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine he's a terrific musician. He's a little bit younger than me, but he's been very successful over the last couple of years, playing with lots of people. But it's trying to put that success into some sort of context. What do you want out of life? Because young family, Well, if you're touring all around the world, you miss them. You miss all that.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
do you ever recover from that? He's been on big stages, so he's done that. He's ticked that box. Maybe you get to an age, if you're mature enough to realize what it's all about. I mean, being successful, we've talked about it, you're 80 years old and you're looking forward to your next gig and you are presenting at St. David's Hall. That's success, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, as you say, I've done the big stages. I did the Albert Hall, the Dorothy Squares, the Palladium. I've done the Monte Carlo Casino, you name it. And then you think back and think, well, I've done all those wonderful things, which they can never take from you. You've done that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, people say, are you retired? I say, I'm not retired. I said, because what happens is in this business, if you're retired, the phone stops ringing, right? So when somebody rings you and asks you to go and talk to Roy Noble or asks you to go and present the award, you go and do it.
Hold on, let me check. If you're retired, the phone stopped ringing. Maybe I've retired.
I'll ring you tonight and ask you to do something.
And the other thing is that people, there's a very good Elvis film out at the moment, Elvis Presley film.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
It's very good. It's quite long. It's 3 hours long. Great performance by Tom Hanks. He plays Colonel Parker.
Oh, I bet he's wonderful.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And the Elvis guy, I mean, he looks. You'd think it was Elvis. You would think it was.
Does he sing? Does he do the singing, or is it Elvis's voice?
I don't know. That's a bit. It's very. He looks just like him. I mean, if he sounds just like him as well, he's struck gold.
When he talks.
Yeah.
But
you look at the life of somebody like Elvis, and
he wasn't a happy man, really, was he?
No, got it all.
I mean, but he was like, I don't know, he was cajoled to do stuff he didn't want to do. They put him in all these silly films. He didn't want to do them, really. He was a rock and roll man.
Yeah.
I remember Jerry Lee Lewis saying, he sold his soul. He said he was a rock and roller. Now what is he?
Yeah.
He's a film actor.
Yeah.
And I don't think he wanted to do it, from what I can read. And you'd have been happier, I think, just going out with his band and doing his shows and enjoying himself.
Yeah, sometimes the only thing worse than not achieving your dreams is achieving them. It's achieving them.
Never was it? What's the line? Be careful of what you wish for.
Absolutely.
But you're talking about going away and stuff. I've travelled all my life one way or another. I'd get a call. Can you go to Bombay on Thursday? And you pack your case and you go. Yes. And you did it because you had to, because it was your job. And if you didn't work, you didn't earn, did you? So that was it. You went. Absolutely. So I've missed a lot out of for the kids when they were really little, because I was away a lot.
Yeah.
I'd go and do a tour of Australia for 3 months or something, or South Africa or whatever.
Mind you, you're paying for it now, aren't you? With the grandchildren.
Not half. Do you know what? I was taking them to school this morning, the grandchildren. Can I sing you a song, Tide, on the way to school? Tide's North Wales for grandfather. I said, you're going, and she's got the prettiest voice, this little girl. Brings tears to your eyes, Right. And she's banging tunes. She sings these little Welsh songs to me.
That's great.
I said, you're going to do the Ice Death one? She's only 8, see? No, I don't like singing in front of people. I sing with a choir. I said, well, what about now? Well, perhaps when I'm in grade 5, I might do it. But she has got a lovely little voice.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so you're watching the Oscars, the Grammys, and all that are all happening. I'm not in it this year, just to let you know, but there's always next year. There's always next year, Johnny,
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're in the heritage charts. What more do you want?
Exactly. Okay. Well, the award-winning Johnny Tudor. We'd like to thank before we finish.
I'd like to thank my father, who was instrumental in giving me my first audition. He got me, put my act together for me. Without him, I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it probably. Yeah. My agent, Bunny Lewis, who was fantastic and got me wonderful work. Unfortunately, Bunny died. And who else would I thank? I thank my lovely wife, Olwen, who I've worked with many times in pantomimes and summer seasons. And she's in a musical at the moment. I think I told her she's in TikTok. It's going to Ystrad Gunlice, the last gig. Right. Which is end of March, so I'll let you know if you want.
Let's go and watch it together. How we do?
I'll come with you, because it's a really nice little show.
Fantastic.
I mean, the 6 girls, they're all good singers, good actresses. Yeah. And she won't be called an actor.
She won't.
You've got to call her an actress. I'm not an actor. I'm an actress, and I don't care what anybody says. That's what I'm going to be.
Don't argue with her. Honestly, don't argue with her.
I was looking at a video the other day. It was a Ronnie Barker, 1979, right?
Right.
And he comes on with half a frock and half a suit.
Yeah.
Now this is before all those years ago, 40 years ago. And he says, he said, people have to be known as persons now. He says, in fact, I was walking on the street and I fell down a person hole last week. He said,
It's funny,
and then he
isn't it?
goes on, and what did he say? He made me really laugh. He said, you can't say, no, what was it? Anyway, if you look on YouTube, it is very funny.
And he does what? He
it
does
is-
that, and he does that to be.
No, he just stands on it. Is.
Oh,
He says, and you can't get out of it like this, he said, because it's very expensive. Half a knicker doesn't cover it. I mean, it's really funny.
Very good.
God.
Very good. Okay, well, it's goodbye from him, and it's goodbye from me.
From
And
us.
I'd like to thank my agent. I'd like to thank.
Yeah, thank your wife, thank your grandchildren.
Thank you very much. Thank
Keep
you.
you awake at night.
I'd like to thank Johnny too. Thank you.
I'll thank Mal Pope for putting me on air more than I want. Every Wednesday for 2 years. We spoke on there.
See you soon,
Oh,
boys and
yeah.
girls. Ta-da. Bye-bye.